My wife and I were hungry for a hamburger. So we stopped at the Wendy's on 280 in Alex City. Now, if you've been to the Wendy's on 280 in Alex City, you realize that it is not the top Wendy's in the country. But the general manager there is a little African-American lady, black lady named Janet. And Janet is hilarious. And Janet is a huge Alabama fan, so every time I come in there with my Auburn shirt, she gives it to me. I said, Janet, if you say Roll Tide one more time, I'm going to report you to the authorities. But we were in there a couple of weeks ago. And I don't do this just to do it. There has to be a reason, but when the reason's there, you got to walk right through the door. They had, I don't know if the ice machine was leaking. There was water all over the floor on one side of the restaurant, and we had to walk around. But when we got our food, and I get the same thing every time. I'm a creature of habit. I get that Wendy's single with cheese, everything but pickle. That's just the way I roll. Fries and a Junior Frosty so you can dip the fries in the Frosty, okay? Another good food tip for you at Wendy's, okay? I'm sitting there with my wife and I said, Robin, this is the best Wendy's cheeseburger I've ever had. And I've had a few. She said, well, that's great. I said, no. This is the best Wendy's cheeseburger I've ever had. She said, you're going to do something, aren't you? I said, daggum right, I'm going to do something. So on the way out the door of the restaurant, I walked up and I said, Miss Janet, don't say it. Miss Janet, who cooked my hamburger? And boy, you should have seen the people behind the counter. Boy, they perked up. Because they just knew this old white man was fixing to go off. Okay. She said, well, baby, it was... And she pointed, I said, tell him to come out here. I need to talk to him. Whoo, man, the guy that was working the drive-thru, he bowed up at me like, dude, if you get nasty, I'm coming over this counter. Dude comes out. I said, sir, did you cook my Wendy's cheeseburger, single, everything but pickle? He said, oh, yes, sir. I said, son, I want you to know something. That's the best Wendy's cheeseburger I've ever had in my life, and I've had a few. And I just want to thank you. And I handed him a $5 bill. And Miss Janet, she said, what in the world? That is so nice. I said, Miss Janet, let me ask you a question. When's the last time that ever happened in here? She said, I can't remember it ever happening. And I said, you know why? Because all you hear is the negative stuff. She said, well, that's right. I made that guy's day. You don't think he's going to cook those hamburgers with a little more pride and that chest poked out from now on? Now, I got that from a friend of mine that did that at a Burger King, that he gave the cook a 20. I'm not there yet. Maybe one of these days I can throw those 20s around. But I made that guy's day. That dude was scared to death when he came out from that food prep area. He thought I was going to crawl him a new one because his hamburger didn't sucked. That's what I'm talking about Leadership Radar. It's not a random act of kindness. It's a lifestyle. Everywhere you go, everything you do, you try to make somebody's life better. And you'll get a land sale out of that. Mark my word.